This is WVTM 13. Breaking news is happening right now.
Thanks for staying with us at 6:30. I'm Sherry Falk. And that breaking news, we are learning more about the Birmingham firefighters injured in a shooting this morning in the Norwood community.
I'm Guy Rawlings. They've been identified as Jordan Melton and Jamal Jones. Both remain at UAB Hospital after being shot while on duty this morning. Melton has critical injuries. Jones' injuries are serious. WVTM 13's Lisa Crane has been following this story all day. Joins us live from Station 9 where the shooting happened. What can you tell us about the investigation, Lisa?
Well, guys, I can tell you that right now the police are working very hard to figure out who shot those two gentlemen right here in the Norwood neighborhood, right in front of, or right inside, I should say, station number 9 here. As you can see it behind me, those gentlemen standing right inside the bay doors there, they were open at the time. It happened at about 8:30 this morning. And again, they were standing just inside those open bay doors. And you just heard, we have just learned very recently the names of the two victims and their condition. One listed in serious condition, the other in critical condition. We have had Gladys Bautista standing by at UAB Hospital for most of the day, getting updates on their condition. And she joins us now live. Actually, I think we've lost her shot, but let's talk about. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing the producer here, but we know that those folks that were injured were taken to UAB Hospital. Within the last 30 minutes or so, we did learn their identities. Firefighter Jamal Jones and firefighter Jordan Melton were the two shot today at Fire Station 9. We've learned Melton is in critical condition, Jones in serious condition. And we've been in contact with Jones' wife, who says doctors have been updating her on his condition all day. Officials with the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service said in a statement they send their thoughts and prayers to the two injured firefighters, their families, and the entire Birmingham Fire and Rescue family. Mayor Randall Woodfin, in a statement on Twitter, asked that the city join him in lifting up the entire Birmingham Fire and Rescue team as during this very difficult time, and asked for patience as Birmingham police continue their investigation. Certainly everyone praying and hoping that these two gentlemen will fully recover and fight to pull through, make a full recovery. The UAB Hospital is where they are now, and you can imagine a lot of those firefighter friends and comrades are there supporting them as well as their family members. Now, the police chief updated us on this case this morning, and then up until we got those names a little while ago, we hadn't heard a lot from the authorities on this, but we do know that the police are investigating. They believe this morning this was a targeted attack, and what they wanted to find out is why anyone would target these two men. Now, when investigators were deep into collecting evidence here a short time ago, they were keeping us pretty far back from the crime scene, neighbors as well. And even though they have opened up the road now, police say this is still a crime scene. Police say the shooter or shooters walked into the station through the open bay doors and gunned down those two men. It's a crime that has outraged some in this community.
Why, man? Sometimes we got to take time just to take a break and think about the consequences of what we're doing. Why is the reason, you know what I mean? Sensitive stuff. Some of this stuff is just uncontrolled anger. You know what I mean? I just couldn't control my anger. So I decided to pick up a gun.
Now, certainly this situation hitting this community pretty hard. WVTM 13's Jarvis Robertson has been out here canvassing the neighborhood all day long, talking to the residents around here, and he joins us now live. Jarvis, I know you've gotten a lot of folks who just say they can't believe this happened.
Yeah, Lisa, what that guy just said in your soundbite is the big question here in this neighborhood. Why? A lot of people trying to wrap their mind around it, still in disbelief. Now, I've knocked on several doors here in the Norwood community. A lot of them really stunned by what happened. When we were over near the fire station, there were people still stopping by around 12:30 trying to figure out what happened and why it happened. Now, a lot of the people that I spoke with says that this community needs a lot of prayer. A lot of them need help turning from the violence that they resort to so it can make this community a much safer and a much better place. I also spoke with one man. He was out working on his truck. He says that a lot of people here in the area, unfortunately, they don't value life because of that violence. I want you all to take a listen to just some of the things that the people told me.
I'm a true believer in God. You know what I mean? And I put all my faith and trust in Him. And that's what a lot of us need to start doing. Maybe things wouldn't be jumping off like it's jumping off. Ain't nobody grabbing hold to the right hope.
Why? Why would you do that? I mean, why would anybody do that to any human being? This isn't the way to solve problems.
So out of all the people that I spoke with, one thing that they do want to pass along to the Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service, the people in this community, they appreciate the hard work that the firefighters put in and day in and out, protecting this community, making sure that it is safe. So once we get an answer to this, a motive to this shooting, I'm sure there are a lot of people that will be relieved here. Reporting live from the Norwood community, I'm Jarvis Robertson, WVTM 13.
All right, Jarvis, thank you so much. And of course, we have heard from firefighters from all over the state. This is very much a brotherhood and a sisterhood. Firefighters feel like their family, even if they've never met other firefighters. So a lot of them coming out showing their support online, on social media as well. We'll continue to keep you updated on this story. Live in Birmingham, Lisa Crane, WVTM 13.
And as Lisa mentioned, we will keep you up to date on this developing situation throughout the evening tonight. You can also download the WVTM 13 app to get push notifications sent straight to your phone or tablet.